Hello everyone, thank you for joining me again today as I continue my series 2, Surviving COVID-19, a Financial Perspective. Over the last couple of days, we've looked at the help that is available to SMEs from financial institutions in Jamaica, and I looked at the offerings of National Commercial Bank, of the Bank of Nova Scotia, and I also examined what the JN Bank has to offer in this time of crisis. Now, what I'll do, I'm going to briefly just go through the offerings of the other 5 institutions on the list that I have here, and we would have already gone through the areas that we are assessing. We're looking at whether or not these institutions are offering any form of concession to their small business owners at this time. Now, firstly, I look at what First Global has. That's First Global Bank, the bank by Grace Kennedy. Now, they are offering 3 months moratorium on loans with an additional 3 months under special circumstances. So you can get up to 6 months deferral or moratorium. However, the latter 3 months are really probably on a case-by-case basis or based on a need assessment. So yes, 3 months moratorium and 3 months under special circumstances. They are also offering business credit card payment holiday for payments that are due in April. So if you have paid up for March, you don't have to worry. You can get a payment holiday for payments that are due in April. They are also offering waiver of late fees and penalty interest. There is no time stipulated here as to when that waiver will continue. They are also offering temporary working capital lines with reduced rates. So SMEs, if you have an account with First Global Bank, you can visit your local FGB to find out if you're qualified for any of these concessions. All right, now CIBC, FCIB, First Caribbean International Bank, they're offering up to 6 months moratorium, and it was just yesterday I bought the Sunday Gleaner, and I think I had extracted that area where First Caribbean, yes, so I like to cut and archive stuff, so I actually took out the bit of ad for CIBC First Caribbean, and it says here that First Caribbean is committed to offering eligible clients flexible financial solutions, including 6 months payment moratorium on existing loans and mortgages, including special waiver of late payments and default interest. So yes, that's a very good one. I like the part where they said that they're offering waiver of late payments and default interest. 3 months payment waiver on credit card payments based on the current account standing. And they have an asterisk here that says that the special waiver period on the credit card begins on March 25th. So, and comes to an end on June 30. This waiver is not available to clients whose cards are over 60 days in arrears. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have been a good paying customer, you don't have any arrears on your card, this is something that you could probably tap into to give you a little breathing space for the next 3 months. Now, they're also offering temporary revolving or working capital options for corporate and business banking clients. So yes, like the other institutions, CIBC is giving you some very good terms here during the COVID-19 crisis. So if you're a member, just visit your nearest CIBC bank to see if you fall under their eligible clients list. Now, I'm going to examine 2 other institutions that they're not necessarily banks or credit unions, but they are institutions that are known to us all, and most persons would have done business with them at one time or the other. And that is the Student Loan Bureau. You know, whenever we hear the word SLB, we always have a frown on our faces, like, you know, the monster, the student monster. You know, I hear so many stories about students leaving university and saying that, boy, for the first 3-4 years I'm working as if I'm working to pay off student loan. No, there's something good being offered here by student loan in this time of crisis. They are giving you up to 3 months moratorium. They didn't state exactly when that starts, but presuming that they are following the path of the other institutions, they will start March, April. So March, April, May, or April, May, and June. So you can call them to find out when they have started, or when they will be starting that 3 months moratorium. And of course, probably there are some terms and conditions that would apply. They are waiving late fees for the months of April and June. So they're saying that, hey guys, if you have a payment for us in April and June, if you're late in April, if your payment to us is due on April 10th and you pay April 20th, we won't charge you any late fee for April, May, and June. Now that's good, and I'm sure these students or these past students will appreciate this break, because even if you're still employed, probably the income is not, you know, flowing as it usually would. Maybe you have to tap into some savings. So the break, or maybe you'll be paying late. So maybe this break in their late fee would, persons would really appreciate that. Now, what I think is the best offering so far is the fact that SLB, it says here, graduates now have 14 months to begin repayment instead of 6 months. So they are increasing the repayment time by 200 and something percent. No, by 100% really. So instead of 6 months, you're getting an additional 6 months plus an additional 2 months. So that's 14 months in all that graduates have to begin repayment. No, I think they deserve a round of applause for that one. So all you guys that have loans with SLB, call them now to find out if you're qualified. Well, I think most persons would be. It's not like SLB has different category of members. You're just a SLB borrower, SLB borrower. So I think most persons would be qualified for one of these offerings. So call them up and find out. And the final one that we'll be looking at, the final institution that we'll be looking at in this series, is the National Housing Trust. And you know, every time I talk about the NHT, I just light up, because I think, separate and apart from what we're discussing, I think they offer one of the best customer service in Jamaica. Have you ever called actually the head office or any branch office? I'm not sure if you share my view that their customer service is really a 10, but the way they answer the phone, it's just, when you go into the office, they're always pleasant. And again, this is not exclusive, because maybe it's just me and I have had just good experience. And trust me, I in my line of work, I deal with the National Housing Trust day in, day out, and I really never have a problem with their customer service. I think they're doing a very good job. But anyway, back to business. The NHT, they have reduced their interest rate by 0.5% for existing customers and 1% for new mortgages. That is self-explanatory. They're offering up deferrals and moratorium of up to 3 months, and they are waiving their late fees for the next 6 months if arrears are less than 90 days. And we have to say good, great, excellent, awesome job, National Housing Trust, waiving late fee for the next 6 months. So say they're starting April. I'm not even going to count March in it. April, May, June, July, August, September. So up to the end of September, they'll be waiving all late fees. So you're allowed for 6 months to be late with your payments to the NHT. But of course, they have to have some form of, there has to be some clause to this one. They say that, you know, arrears have to be less than 90 days. And I think that's a fair deal. I mean, because you don't expect you to owe me money over 90 days and I give you another 90 days leeway. So if you're up to date, if you're even late in arrears up to 60 days, you can still qualify. You're still qualified, because they're saying that arrears must be less than 90 days. So if you're, I presume if you're 80 days due, so they're still giving you a lot of wiggle room to come in and make good with your payments. And of course, National Housing Trust is not a bank, so they won't naturally fit under some of these categories. They won't be offering debt consolidation loans, credit cards, etc. So the three categories that they can offer a deal under, they're offering, and I think they're doing a pretty good job. Reduced interest rate, 3 months moratorium, and waiver of fees for up to 6 months. Great, excellent job, National Housing Trust. So that's a wrap for series 2 on the Surviving COVID-19, a financial perspective. We've looked at NCB, Scotiabank, JN, NHT, SLB, CIBC, and FGB. And they all, of course, some of these institutions have a little more, some of them offering, they're a little more attractive, but guess what? They all are doing something to assist us in this time of crisis. And for any of you that have an account with any of these institutions, please reach out to them and see where you can get help. We are not sure how long this pandemic will continue. We are not sure how long before we achieve normalcy in the economy again. So wherever you can save some money now, it will be in your best interest. So call your local bank, call your local credit union. There's help available. Thank you for joining me on this series. And before I go to series 3, I might have to break and shift my focus to a subject matter that is revving up around now. And that is the CARE COVID-19 allocation of resources for employees. So I'm doing some detail. I got this copy from my Sunday Gleaner as well. And I'm also doing some research as to, some research to get some more detailed information about the specific offering. But I think the Ministry of Finance, they did an excellent job in putting the information as to what is included under these packages in a simple way. It doesn't matter your educational background, you can understand this document. I think it was well put together. Big up yourself, Dr. Nigel Clark. Good job. So I'll be going through and I'll be doing some additional research. And before I move into my series 3 of my COVID-19 a financial perspective outline, I will be discussing a little bit about what they're saying about the CARE program offered through the Ministry of Finance. So see you in my next video, and please be safe, keep yourselves and your family safe, and remain COVID free. I was just about to say good night. Goodbye all.